Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Pixar Marathon. In this review, I'm going to dive into A Bug's Life. Really, they should have called it Ants. Oh, wait a second. Okay. Maybe Ants versus Grasshoppers. Wait, that sort of sounds like Monsters vs. Aliens and Cowboys vs. Aliens. Okay, Bug's Life is good. Right, so with that, let's see the characters in Bug's Life. Okay, now here is Flick. Flick is an odd, inventive ant who is desperate to make a difference to his colony's way of life. He is also sweet on Princess Atta and has a crush on her, but has a tendency of making things worse for himself. Meet Atta. Princess Atta is the beautiful crown princess ant, the eldest daughter of the queen of the ant colony, and the heir to the throne of Ant Island. During the opening of the film, she is close to inheriting the crown from her elderly mother. She is very nervous throughout the film regarding her newfound responsibilities and often worries about what the rest of the colony thinks about her. She is also Flick's love interest, wouldn't you guess? Dot is the triagonist of the film A Bug's Life. She is the younger princess ant of the royal family, and Princess Atta's little sister. Hardy ha ha ha. She idolizes Flick and hates being small. She compliments Flick's ideas and helps and convinces him a number of times during the film. Right then, let's go on with the plot. I shall talk about the rest of the characters or character when we meet them in the main story. Okay? Right. Flick, an individualist and would-be inventor, lives in the colony of ants, and the ants are led by Princess Atta, played by Julia Louise Dreyfus, and her mother, the Queen, Phyllis Diller. And they live on a small island in the middle of the dried creek. Flick is different and always unappreciated because of his problematic inventions. The colony is oppressed by a gang of marauding grasshoppers led by Hopper, the main antagonist of the film, who arrive every season demanding food from the ants. When the annual offering is inadvertently knocked into a stream by Flick's latest invention, a harvester device, the grasshoppers demand twice as much food as compensation. Given a temporary reprieve by the grasshoppers, the ants trick Flick into accepting his plan to recruit warrior bugs to fight off the grasshoppers. While Flick actually believes in the plan, the other ants see it as a fool's errand to get rid of Flick and to save themselves trouble, because he's a klutz, essentially. Making his way to the big city, a heap of trash underneath a trailer, more like it, Flick mistakes a group of circus bugs who have recently been fired by their money-hungry ringmaster, P.T. Flea, for the warrior bugs he seeks. The bugs, in turn, mistake Flick for a talent agent and agree to travel with him back to Ant Island. After they arrive, the circus bugs and Flick both discover their mutual misunderstandings. The circus bugs then attempt to leave, but are forced back by a bird to save Princess Dot, played by Hayden Penetchery, I think. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. The Queen's daughter and Atta's sister from They also try to save the Queen's daughter and Atta's sister from the bird as they flee, gaining the ants' trust in the process. At Flick's insistence, they continue to rue of being warriors, so the troop can continue to enjoy the attention and hospitality of the ants. Personally, I would not like to have hospitality by ants at all. They would crawl all over me. I just wouldn't like it, personally. But Pixar, so. The bird encounter inspires Flick into creating an artificial bird to scare away Hopper, who is deeply afraid of birds, and the grasshoppers. While the bird is being built, Hopper reveals to the other grasshoppers how greatly the ants outnumber the grasshoppers and is afraid that the ants will stand up against them. Why? They're ants! You're grasshoppers! You're bigger than them! Crush them! I was saying to the screen whilst I was watching the film earlier today. The bird is constructed by the circus bugs, but the circus bugs are exposed when P.T. Flea arrives searching for them. Having had a change of heart, angered at Flick's deception, the ants exile him and desperately attempt to pull together enough food for a new offering to the grasshoppers, but fail to do so. When the grasshoppers discover the meagre offering upon their arrival, they take control of the entire colony and begin eating the ants' winter store of food. Oh, why don't you just eat the ants? Honestly, Hopper, you're stupid. After overhearing Hopper's plan to kill the Queen, Dot leaves in search of Flick and convinces him to return and save the colony with the bird model. The model nearly works, but P.T. Flea, mistaking it for a real bird, lights it on fire, causing it to crash and be exposed as a fake. Hopper has Flick beaten in retaliation, saying that the ants are meant to serve grasshoppers. However, Flick defies Hopper and inspires the entire colony along with the circus bugs to stand up to the grasshoppers and drive them out of the colony. Before Hopper can be disposed of, it begins to rain, and during the chaos, he kidnaps Flick and flees. The circus bugs give chase and try to rescue Flick, during which the pill bugs tuck and roll remove one of Hopper's antennas, but fail to save him. Meanwhile, Atta gives chase and rescues Flick, as Hopper viciously pursues them. Flick leads him into an actual bird's nest. Mistaking the real bird for another fake, Hopper attracts his attention by taunting it. Hopper is picked up by the bird, who then feeds him to her chicks. Sometime later, Flick has been welcomed back to the colony, and he and Atta are now a couple. As the troop departs with the last grasshopper, Molt, as an employee, Atta is crowned the new queen, while Dot gets the princess's crown when the bugs say goodbye and leave Ant Island. Heimlich comes out of his cocoon and changes to a beautiful, partially butterfly. Unable to actually fly, On his own, the other circus bugs assist Heimlich in his flight. The plot is a simple man likes woman, but woman doesn't like the man. Man gets into a fight, woman loves him and gets married, yada 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 yada. And yeah, the film is a joy to watch, and even 15 and a bit years later, it's still a good film to watch, but I don't think it is as good as Toy Story 3 years back, in that time, so 18 years ago. So for that reason, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. So next time we meet, we'll be seeing how Buzz and Woody have gone on since they had that puppy. So, see you next time in Toy Story 2.